evening and welcome to Football Friday Night. I'm Jason Geiser, he's Matt Zigai, and we begin this week with a Western Buckeye League race that's now wide open as they hit the midway point of the conference schedule.
A wild ride indeed awaits as we get set to begin the stretch run as Kenton is fresh off of a huge upset win that came on the road against the defending WBL co-champs Wapakoneta. The Wildcats now sit tied atop the WBL with Ottawa Glandorf as one of the only two remaining undefeated teams in the conference. Kenton returns home tonight for another big showdown against last year's other WBL co-champ, St. Mary's. The Rough Riders are one of three teams with two WBL wins, and tonight they try to snap the Wildcats' four-game win streak. First quarter, Kenton trailing. Blaine Houston throws a dart to Jaden Cornell, who's got it for 6, and this connection was not done. The next Kenton drive goes right down the field again, and this time Houston finds Landon Rush for the score. The Wildcats have their first lead at 14-7, but St. Mary's would respond as the give is to Ethan Wedding, who follows his blockers and gets the edge. Untouched goes the senior, 21 yards to pay dirt as this game is tied once more. Second quarter now, third and long for Kenton. Houston somehow stays on his feet, rolls to his right before heaving one deep down the field. And look at that catch by Bryce Ellis to pick up a Wildcats first down. Later in the drive, they capitalize as it's Houston to Cornell once again. Houston throws for nearly 90 attempts tonight, but it comes in a losing effort as St. Mary's hands Kenton their first WBL loss in a shootout. The Rough Riders win it 39-34. Salina can now pull St. Mary's one game back of the WBL lead. If they can get past OG tonight, the Titans will be a tough out, though, as they are winners of 4 straight. Third quarter, OG down 4. Jacob Balbaugh with a quick hitter to Brennan Blevins, who has plenty of running room. Look at Blevins go as he cuts it outside before finally being dragged down inside Salina territory. Later in the drive, it's Balbaugh to Will Kaufman, who's got it for 6 as the Titans take a 17-14 lead. In the fourth, they are driving once more. Clayton Recker gets the call up the middle and he breaks free. Recker takes it to pay dirt as the Titans will thwart a Salina 2-point try in the game's final minute. They hold on 24-23.
All they do is win close games. Wapakoneta tonight tries to bounce back from that first loss of the season. The Redskins host winless Elida, who they've beaten in 6 straight meetings. The Bulldogs haven't won at Harmon Field since '09. First quarter, Connor McDonald gets the call, swinging outside and crossing the goal line for the game's first touchdown. Wapak with the early lead, so it's Elida's turn now. Marcel Poe taking a little quick pop and running it right up the middle. He knocks the game right back up at 7 per side. Now Wapak with the ball, and it's McDonald again, making the defenders miss and posting his second touchdown of the night. Redskins back in front, and now it's Evan Keck's turn. The Thunder to McDonald's Lightning, and Elida gets thunderstruck. Wapak rushes for 448 yards and wins 63-20. Both Shawnee and Van Wert are in the middle of their respective WBL meat grinders. The Indians are trying to break a 2-game skid, while the Cougars have lost 3 in a row. A fantastic Beatles tribute at halftime, and then in the third quarter, Cougs facing the third and long, going to the screen, but William Roberson has it sniffed out. He forces the incompletion and a Van Wert punt. On offense, Roberson gets the carry here, but Cohen Dunn greets him rudely at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing for the Tribe. And when Van Wert gets it back, Owen Treese tucks and runs, but then he wings it downfield to Tanner Barnhart. That's a 31-yard pickup for the road team. This drive takes us into the fourth quarter, and Jake Hillary caps it with a touchdown run. Van Wert wins 34-21.
Bath and Defiance are 2 of 3 WBL teams with 1 conference win, and that's not the only thing that these two have in common, as both teams' lone victory came against Elida. Third quarter, Bath down 6-zip. Dolan McDermott finds Carter Parlapiano in stride, and look at him go, busting his way up the sideline before finally being dropped at the Defiance 15, and then a few plays later, Parlapiano would cap it off as he bobbles this screen pass before going untouched to pay dirt as the Wildcats take the lead, and they would add to it. McDermott off the play fake. Look at this ball as he drops it perfectly for Blaine Albright, who has nothing but green grass in front of him. Albright caps off a great night for Bath as the Wildcats beat Defiance 13-6.
For the first time since the undefeated campaign of 1989, Waynesfield Goshen is out to a 5-0 start to the football season. That matches the Tigers' win total from a year ago when they finished tied for 5th in the NWCC. This year's quest for a league title really picks up as we hit the season's second half. WG now plays the 5 teams that finished ahead of them last fall, beginning with tonight's Football Friday Night Spotlight game at Perry.
The Football Friday Night Spotlight game is brought to you by Miller Brothers Tire.
The Commodores are out to a 2-0 start in the Northwest Central Conference after going 0-3 in the pre-conference campaign. Perry beat WG 38-0 last year. Looking for a quick score tonight, passing into the end zone, but Blake Barnes grabs the interception for the Tigers. That keeps zeros on the board, but not for long. Perry gets the ball back. Ryan Yanks rolls and connects with Chaz Jackson in the end zone. The Commodores go up 8-0. Same score in the second quarter when Yanks keeps his eyes downfield and fires deep to Jaquarius Austin, who comes down with it for 6. The 46-yard strike makes it 14-0 Doors. This time WG has the answer, driving down, tossing to Joel Rickle for the touchdown run. Tigers back within 7, but Perry goes right back on the offensive. Yanks getting out of the collapsing pocket, going deep once again. Jackson hauls in the 50-yard score, and Perry hands WG their first loss, 40-14. Around the NWCC tonight, Hardin Northern doubles up Riverside 28-14, and USV puts on a show for the home fans, beating Ridgemont 42-14.
After a 2-0 start to the season, it's been all downhill from there for Lima Senior as the Spartans have lost 3 straight. They try to snap that skid at home against Whitmer. Third quarter, Spartans trailing. E.J. Cameron finds a running lane and he takes off. The junior has a first down, but that Spartans drive would stall on the next Lima Senior possession. Cameron rolls to his right and finds Cecil Benton Jr. deep down the field. A huge pickup there for the Spartans as they try to get on the board. Same drive, 4th and goal for Lima Senior. Cameron running for his life. He'll chuck it up towards the end zone, but it is picked off by Trey Young as Lima Senior gets shut out tonight. Whitmer rolls 31-0. One other local score from around the track tonight. Finley also falls at home as they lose to St. Francis 16-7.
We need to take our first break here on Football Friday night. When we come back, there's a wide open race in the Northwest Conference again this fall. We'll have the Week 6 highlights after this. Thanks, ladies. A week ago, the 2 big stories in the Northwest Conference were Spencerville going to Allen East and handing the Mustangs their first loss of the year, and Ado winning a game that featured 144 points and 1,241 total yards. Tonight, those teams get together in Spencerville. Bearcats looking to stay undefeated in league play as they continue the quest for a 3rd straight NWC championship. Third quarter, Brandon Hall carries the rock right up the middle, just keeps going. Touchdown Bulldogs. They're down 2 scores, but it doesn't last. This is the ensuing kick return. Joel Lotz breaking it in a foot race before being tripped up at the 5-yard line. That's great field position for the offense. Gunnar Grigsby will take that touchdown off Lotz's hands. Spencerville pushes the lead to 36-14, and they don't look back. Josh Henline airborne for Eli Harder. Bearcats win 58-14. The Bearcats are at Crestview next week. The Knights also enter tonight at 2-0 in league play. They visit a Columbus Grove team that handed them their only regular season loss last fall. Second quarter, Knights in the red zone. Brody Brecht taking them into the end zone from 10 yards out. Crestview's up 14-3. Ensuing drive, running the option, but the ball comes out, and Crestview's Isaiah LaTurner falls on it first, so the Knights are looking to really put this thing away. But their snap is mishandled, and Gunnar Kings comes up with it for the Dogs. This time they don't turn it over. Blake Reynolds calls his own number and barrels in from 5 yards out. He runs for 153 yards and 2 scores as Columbus Grove knocks the Knights out of first place, 24-20.
You mentioned it, Jason. The now 1-loss Allen East Mustangs look to rebound against a Jefferson team that has dropped 2 straight and remains winless in conference. Allen East dominated last year's matchup between these two with a 50-6 home win. First quarter, Jefferson trailing when Colin Bailey gets the give, and look at him go. Bailey blows by the defense all the way to the end zone. The ball pops out at the end, but he is in to pull the Jeff Cats in front. On the ensuing kick return, Carter Young answers as he returns it all the way back for a Mustangs touchdown as Allen East reclaims the lead. Still in the first, goal to go for the Mustangs, and Bryce Belcher walks in for 6, making it 20-8 after 1. Second quarter now, Belcher rolls to his left, looking deep down the field, and he'll find his man Cole Fletcher, who takes it the distance. Allen East bounces back in a big way. The Mustangs win 54-8. Paulding is the only other winless NWC squad. The Panthers hope to snap a 2-game losing streak on the road tonight against the Bluffton team looking to remain above 500. fourth quarter, the Panthers trying to add to their 14-3 lead. Peyton Beckman rolls left, but is picked off by Tyson Shuttler. Look at this beautiful return that sets up the Bulldogs offense very nicely, and they would capitalize. Nate Schatt calls his own number and takes it in. The Pirates would go for 2 to try to pull within 3. They wouldn't get it, but it would matter not. As the ensuing Panther drive, they'd seal it with a 3-yard touchdown punch from Jacob King. Paulding wins 21-9.
In the Blanchard Valley, Liberty Benton's trying to return to the top of the conference. The Eagles carry a 3-0 BVC record and to play at defending league champion Pandora Gilboa tonight. First quarter, Drew Baker hits the hole on the handoff and goes 20 yards for the Eagles, and they would close out this drive with points. Michael Ertlejack floating one up for Marcellus Eckford in the corner of the end zone. Eagles win again, 17-7. More from the BVC. Defending state champion Macomb stays undefeated with a 53-0 victory at Corey Rawson. Van Buren hands North Baltimore their first league loss, 58-12. Arcadia wins a thriller at Riverdale, 38-35. Arlington's all over Van Loo, 62-6. And Leipzig plays this week's non-conference game against Crestline, improving to 6-0 with a 48-21 win.
We need to take our second and final break here on Football Friday night. But when we come back, we have highlights from the Mighty Mac, including a pair of top-ranked teams from the latest state polls trying to stay unbeaten in league play. Stick around.
Athletic Conference.
And even these teams are ranked in the state polls, and Arcadia Gilhooly is now here with the highlights.
Yeah, guys, we start our trip through the MAC with one of those ranked teams in New Bremen. Division 6 top dog Coldwater sits at 5-0 on the season after a 22-point win over Fort Recovery. They'll make a trip to Cardinal Stadium to take on a New Bremen team that sits in 4-1 on the season. The Cards hoping to take down the #1 team in the state tonight at home. We'll pick it up first quarter. Jake Himmelgarn drops back and finds Zach McKibben over the middle, who comes down inside the 5. That sets up Himmelgarn on the handoff to Nathan Greenship, who stiff arms his way into the end zone for 6, and the Cavs take a 7-0 lead early. Ensuing drive, Cardinals in Cavs territory. Mitchell Hayes on the keeper. He muscles his way inside the 10, but that brings up 4th down, and New Bremen settles for an Owen Gable field goal, but Coldwater can't be stopped. They win tonight 42-16. Moving to the MAC's other #1 team, but in Division 7, Marion Local hosting a St. Henry squad that's hoping to get things going after a 1-4 start on the season. We'll pick it up third quarter. Flyers with the lead. Kyle Mullenkamp with the floater to Dylan Heitkamp, who picks up a few more yards to get the Flyers across midfield. But then it's Mullenkamp on the handoff to Brandon Fleck, who breaks through and he walks in for 6. The Flyers take a 28-7 lead. Next possession, though, Flyers deep in their own territory, and Mullenkamp lets one fly to Charles Hulsman, who grabs it and by his fingertips, and it's nothing but green grass in front of him, and the Flyers win big tonight, 35-14. Rounding out our journey through MAC country tonight is another one of those ranked squads. The #8 Minster Wildcats taking on Adelphus St. John's team that's looking for its first win since week 1 of the season. Just before the half, Wildcats up 14-0. Jacob Niemeyer drops back and finds Alex Schmidtmeyer, who comes down with it inside the 5. And on the very next play, Niemeyer to Jacob Rutherman over the top for 6, and Minster comes out on top tonight, 36-6. In other action tonight, Anna wins at Versailles 42-7. And a wild one in Fort Recovery. Parkway storms back from a 20-0 deficit, scoring 26 in the fourth quarter. But the Indians hang on to win 27-26 when the Panthers fail on a 2-point conversion try with 18 seconds left in the game.
Thanks, Katie. In the Cross County Conference tonight, defending league champ Fort Loramie keeps rolling 59-0 over Bethel. Central Buckeye Conference, Mad River Division, Indian Lake loses at North Union 35-14. Benjamin Logan falls just short of Graham 34-32. In the Kenton Trail Division, Bellefontaine loses to Springfield Shawnee 36-29.
NWOAL action. Patrick Henry wins their second straight, beating Evergreen 27-14. And in the Green Meadows Conference, Wayne Trace falls to Fairview 35-7.
The girls' tennis postseason continues today with the start of a Division II sectional tournament at UNOH. In the singles draw, LCC's Olivia Kessner against Shawnee's Alora Patel. Here's Patel with the cross-court shot off the top of the net, but Kessner has the answer. The second-seeded T-Bird loads up and fires the forehand across. She wins in 3 sets, the first of 3 victories on the day, advancing her to tomorrow's semifinals and next week's districts. Shawnee's Aria Patel is the top seed this week. She's playing up at her net in the opening match and wins 6-0, 6-0. She doesn't drop so much as a single game in 3 wins today. In doubles action, Shawnee's Donna Bowers can play up close and personal as well. She and Hannah Patton win 6-2, 6-2 before falling to LCC in the quarterfinals. The Tribe's top doubles team is seeded second this week. Alotis Wade playing so deep she's off screen, placing one in space. She and Katie Clark advance 6-2, 6-2. They roll into tomorrow's semis and the districts. Now it's Ottawa Glandorf's Addie Schmiedewisch putting in work at the net front. Addie and sister Emma win 7-5, 6-3 and are also moving on in the bracket. The semis start at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And that's how we wrap up week 6 here on Football Friday night. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks to everyone here who helps us put the show on the air.
There's more high school football tomorrow, including LCC hosting Woodland, Indiana. Have a great night, everyone.